Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jack, this is Jthbooks, and it's time for another weekly reading vlog. I hope you're enjoying these. I'm really enjoying doing them. I know they're just my weekly life, but that's all I've got at the minute. I've just got you guys. But they're really improving my reading. I mean, I think since I've been doing them, I maybe found 3 of my favourite books of the year. I've read more than ever this month, so it's going quite well. So I hope you're enjoying them and, just enjoying getting to know me a bit more. I think that's sort of what I'm going for. I've got to show you. I've just had a really big book parcel delivered, but I don't think I can show you. Tease. That was a real tease, wasn't it? But I feel like I need to do some work with it. That's why I'm a content creator. What can I say? I'm not. I sort of pretend to be one sometimes. Panic now. But for this week, I thought, what can I do to keep my reading interesting for myself? And I thought, I know. I'm going to let Instagram pick what I read for the week. So I put a little poll up on Instagram yesterday to see what the people want me to read, and they have chosen. There's still actually 4 hours to go on it, but there is sort of one in the lead, and it's been in the lead the whole way. I've got to move that books because the book's underneath it. So they had the choice between these 4 books. Enlightenment by Sarah Perry. Is that her name? Here it is. The Swimmers by Julie Utsaka. Napalm in the Heart by Paul Gauch, and Salim Haddad by Gupper by Salim Haddad. I got the wrong way around. As you know, this one is actually on my October TBR. But let me put the picture up now. You can see what's won. It is The Swimmers by Julie Utsaka, which I have been wanting to read for a really, really long time. Now, people have warned me. Amelia very kindly said, she liked the first half. She didn't massively enjoy the first, but the second half was really good. Somebody also told me it deals with the death of a mother, which might not be a great thing for me, but the people have chosen. And this has been in the... Do you remember when I used to do the old, I know, I stopped, didn't I, because I got lazy. Actually, I didn't get lazy, I got sad. This has been been up for the vote, and it didn't win. It's been in a first line battle, I believe, and didn't win. So, but I've wanted to read it for so long, and it's a short thing, which means I'll be asking them to do it again soon, won't I? To pick another read. I'll have to figure out the next books for that, actually, won't I? Yeah. So let me remind you what this is about as the winner, because it is the winner. If you ever want to vote on anything on my Instagram, Jthbooks, just type Jthbooks Instagram and I'll be there. My little face will be like this. Actually, I think that's my profile picture. I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, it'd be nice to have some of you over there, and then I can chat to you all a bit more. But let's find out what this is about. The swimmers are unknown to one another, except through their private routines: slow lane, medium lane, fast lane, and the solace each takes in their morning or afternoon laps in the local pool, until one day a crack appears beneath its surface. One of these swimmers is Alice, in whose memories are like the beginning... One of these swimmers is Alice, in whose memories cracks are also beginning to appear. Without the fellowship of our other swimmers and the routine of her daily laps, she is plunged into dislocation and chaos, swept into memories of her childhood, the Japanese-American incarceration camp in which she spent the war, and the child she lost. As Alice clings to the tethers of her past, in a home she feels certain is not her home, her daughter must navigate the newly fractured landscape of their relationship. I mean, it sounds fantastic. I've always thought this sounded good. I've known people who have really raved about it. So I'm quite glad they've voted for it. Should we quickly start it together? The pool is located deep underground, in a large cavernous chamber many feet beneath the streets of our town. Some of us have come here because we are injured and need to heal. We suffer from bad backs, fallen arches, shattered dreams, broken hearts, anxiety, melancholia, a word I cannot read, the usual above-ground afflictions. Sounds good, actually. I quite like the writing style. That's sort of I love a list. Love a list in a book. I can't quite explain it to you. But, yeah, so... No plans today, obviously. Oh, I'm going to my friends for dinner tonight. Actually, we're going to go look at home. We're going to go to a shop called Home Bargains here in the UK because they've got their Christmas stuff out and they've got their Grinch stuff out. And I love the Grinch. Look how I decorated our prompt jar. I just love the Grinch. I love the Grinch. Go back. It smells like sweets, honestly. So we're going to go actually have a look at that. So I'll show you the Grinch selection and maybe me doing a bit of reading. And then I'll catch up with you when I've made some headway through this book. So, yeah, let's go get started. Good morning, it's Friday. I can't remember if I said I was going to show you all the Grinch stuff at the shop, but I did forget. I did, however, buy a Grinch item. Would you like to see it? You're gonna. You don't say no, you haven't got the choice. Yes, that's right, you've just seen me wearing a Grinch eye mask. Welcome to my life. That was all. Oh, don't buy anything else? I just brought sweets, actually. I just brought, what'd you itch? I just brought sweets for myself. Oh, my friend bought me a Grinch advent calendar. That was kind of a, yeah, I don't know what else I was going to say about the Grinch. I just love it. But let's talk while we're here. The Swimmers by Julie Otsaka. I have read 69 pages. So far it's about a swimming pool. It is about a swimming pool. It's about all the people that use the swimming pool and use it as a way to escape their lives, be themselves, get a routine, the way they, forget, what's on land and just exist beneath the surface, just be at peace. It's very much that. It was quite hammered home. And then the pool gets a crack in it. And I have to say, they were obsessed with this crack. They were obsessed. I was like, it's just a crack. If that was me, I wouldn't think anything of it. Like, it was tested. They were like, the water's still safe. Like, hasn't gone down. You can carry on. You can keep going. And some of them are like, I'm never going to swim again. I'm never going to swim again. And I was like, what? Like, it's just a little crack. But now more cracks are appearing and they have shut it down to renovate it and see what they can do. You've had little, obviously we read the synopsis together, and Alice, she's popped up a little bit. She's been sort of an undercurrent. Get it? Current water. She's been an undercurrent, but I feel like we're going to get her in the second half. Just like everything's really hammered home. Like, it was the whole chapter about, them using the pool as respite for their lives. And then it's a whole chapter about the crack. I do believe the chapter is even called The Crack. So, yeah, I'm hoping it's going to become a bit less hammered home. Maybe this is what Amelia, the wonderful Amelia Reeves, was talking about when she struggled with the first half and said the second half was better. So I feel that, Amelia. I'm feeling that. But I'm excited to carry on. I have already posted the next pick my read on Instagram. There's a winner at the minute, but it's quite close, but it's not quite over yet. So I'll screenshot it. And when I finish this, I'll show you what the options were. And then bing, bang, bosh, we'll read the winner, which I think is on my bedroom floor right now. So good I didn't put it away. Yeah, look, it is. It's called The Crack. So I'm going to just read some of this now. My granddad's just called to say, there's Jack coming around today. But my dad, he's taking one for the team. He's gone. So I can have a bit of a break. Because, not that I don't love him, but it's working me to the bone. But, yeah, so I'm just going to chill and read now. And I will probably catch up with you if I finish this. I'd like to finish this today. I've got 106 pages left, so I think that's doable. If I was doing my 100 pages a day challenge, I could do it. But I'm not. I'm back. This is not about books, but I just remembered I forgot to tell you last week. My dentist. It's going to cost me £400. I've got to have a mouth guard made to sleep in at night because I'm grinding my teeth. She said, due to stress. And I said, yeah, it's been a tough year. And because I'm grinding my teeth, I've chipped a tooth. So I've got to have that fixed. £400 it's going to cost me. Just, I haven't got a job. I'm trying to, spend as little money as possible. I'm just, I'm barely getting by. I'm barely getting by. And £400, can you believe that? Trust me, when I say I won't be buying anything, I won't be doing anything. Okay, so these vlogs will just be me sitting on my arse in my bedroom because £400. So it's actually a couple of hours later and I have finished The Swimmers by Julia Osaka. Don't worry, I have actually got out of bed today. I can guarantee that. I'm about to get out of bed and do some ironing. But I much preferred the second half to the first half. I really thought the first half really would have been my style because I like that kind of thing, but it didn't quite work for me. And I'm not particularly 100% sure why. But the second half is quite emotional and it's quite, what's the word? Because we know as a society what the disease is and how it affects people, to see it written in a novelised way it was quite emotional. I didn't love this book as much as I thought I was going to, but I did enjoy it. I've given it 3 stars. I think it gets across what it's trying to do and what it's trying to get across, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I don't know if it does, but yeah, I didn't love it as much as I thought I was going to, but it was still an enjoyable novel. I can't knock it in that sense. But now it's time to see what I will be reading next. Now, I put it up yesterday, like I said earlier, and it's been up for about 23 hours. So it's been quite a close vote. I've been keeping an eye on it because it's been quite close. But we have between, let me grab them, A Language of Limbs by Dylan Hardcastle, which is actually on my TBR this month. The First Star at the End by Adam Silvera. How Much of These Hills is Gold by C. Pam Zhang. And Kindred by Olivia E. Butler. So, which one do you think is going to win? I'm going to put it up there now. That's correct. It was A Language of Limbs, which Kindred was winning for quite a long time, but this one has overtaken. Like I said, it's actually on my TBR, so I can't complain. I've heard people love this book. I've heard people say it's one of their favourites of the year, so I'm quite excited about that. Shall I remind you what it's about quick? Do you want to know? I'll do it quick. 1972, on a quiet summer night in Newcastle, Australia, 2 teenage girls must each make a choice to act upon their desires or suppress them. Over the following 3 decades, these girls grow into women and live out their decisions, always almost crossing paths at pivotal moments. In an era that spans Australia's first Mardi Gras and the AIDS pandemic, there is joy, pain, lust and love in store for each of them. But will their lives ever collide? Like I said, I've heard brilliant things, so I'm so excited. I'm excited. But what I also am excited for is I bought these yesterday. Oreo birthday party. And I'm going to try one now. I'm going to go do some ironing. And then I will start this one. All My Life undoes. Undoes? Rough start for the book, but that was probably my fault, not the book's fault. Right, I will catch up with you when I've read some more of this. It'll probably be tomorrow now because, I can't read that much. I've got things to do. If the lighting's terrible, you have to excuse it because it's night time, but I'm thinking of going back to my old work tomorrow and trying to get my job back. I don't know what to do. Even though it made me miserable, I have nothing. I have nothing. I just feel, I have nothing. I have no way of earning money. I haven't worked for nearly 2 months now. I told my sister, she was like, no, don't you dare. But I need something. I know you're not here for this, you hear about books, but I like talking to you all. I don't know what to do. And if I did go back, I wouldn't be able to keep doing the vlogs. And I love doing this, but it doesn't earn me any money. I'm not getting paid. I don't know what to do. Oh. See, the trouble is, I miss my friends. I really miss my friends. And I still see one person from work, my best friend Alex, whose cat you saw earlier. And, she sort of talks about it and I think, oh yeah, I'll go back. But I think I'd only be going back for the friendships. but I have no hope otherwise. I have no hope. I have no prospects. I just feel really lost. And I'm just, everything's such a mess right now. It's still Saturday, by the way. It's Saturday. And I barely read anything today. I've read like 40 pages. I don't know what to do. I hate feeling like this. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be, you don't need to know about this, but I just feel so, I just didn't think my life would be like this at 33. I thought it was going to be so different, but nothing's gone the way I planned. Nothing. Oh well, I've still got Pepsi. Good morning. It's Sunday morning, and I have read up to page, I was going to say 100, but it's actually page 97. I read up to page 97 of A Language of Limbs by Dylan Hardcastle, and wait, let me tell you what it's about first. Well, let me tell you something, because I'm not smart. I'm not a smart boy. I've said this to you all many times, but well, let me tell you what it's about first. I'm getting ahead of myself. So in this we have two girls who, one sort of acts upon her impulse and is caught in the throes of passion, shall we say, by her parents and gets kicked out and runs away from home. And then you have another girl who is seemingly in love with her best friend but decides not to act on it, goes and kisses a boy and takes that sort of very traditional route, shall we say, and has a boyfriend and blah, blah, blah. And then it's sort of them following their lives. They're sort of college age where I'm at to now. But I thought it was the same girl. I thought it was like the same girl, like living in, like, not a parallel universe, but like maybe we're going to catch up to where she is now, or we're going to, I don't know. I just thought it was the same girl. Then I read the back and it was like, two teenage girls must make a choice to act upon their desires or suppress them. And I was like, oh, it's different people. It's different people. So yeah, smartest boy in the class goes to me. Not. But I am enjoying it. I enjoy both stories. They're both interesting. The girl that ran away from home, she's quite conveniently found by a nice trucker who knows all these queer people, and she goes and lives with them because he was married with kids but had sort of like an affair with his neighbour and was just totally in love with him and still is, but the neighbour dies. So that I was like, that's a little convenient, but I rolled with it. And then the other girl, I don't know if we ever know the names, is now in college with a boyfriend, taking like a creative art class, and that's sort of how they connect, because she is living with a teacher who is fired from the college, and then they protest to try and get his name back, and that's how the girls come across each other. I don't know if they're ever going to meet sort of in a connective way, but so far they've just been in the same place at the same time once, but they've never interacted or anything like that. So I'm quite intrigued to see if that's going to happen. But there are times when I feel it's a little tad overwritten. But that might just be me. I know a lot of people have given this 5 stars, and I am enjoying it, but it's just, if I compare it to Room Above a Shop, which sort of says so little in so little words. This is saying a lot in a lot of words. Maybe it's just a different style that I'm going to get a bit used to. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see where it's going to go. I love the found family aspect and all those colourful queer characters. I think that's always great to read. But I'm going to read some more, and I shall check in with you when I have read some more. Good morning. It is Monday morning, and I actually managed to get some of this read. I'm on like to page 230, and it's much improved for me. I'm actually really enjoying it now. I'm really enjoying each story. We've sort of moved into the 80s now, and they're both characters are dealing with the AIDS epidemic. The character who, I don't know her real name, but she calls herself Little Dave after she meets a man called Dave. Little Dave, this sort of queer haven, is being destroyed by AIDS. You know, she's had a lot of losses in her life due to this now, and she's met a girl that she's totally in love with, and something's just happened there, which I won't spoil in case you want to read it yourself. And then in the other instance, the girl is now married, she is pregnant, and then AIDS strikes her life too, in the sense that her partner's father dies of AIDS. They're not quite sure what it is for a while. They, and then they start hearing whispers around the town, and then he dies of AIDS too. So it's very affecting. It's very sad. It's quite an emotional book. There are some really beautiful lines in it. I know I said I wasn't that enthralled with the writing, but okay, it's changed my mind. Sue me. But yes, I will say it does deal with some heavy, heavy things. There is a contents warning, actually, in the beginning, and I would definitely check that out because it really has dealt with some very tough things and very tough things to read. But now I'm going to say something weird, but I am thoroughly enjoying it. It's working on me. I feel like it's going to have to wrap up pretty quickly, but I'll find that out because, like I say, I've only got like 33 pages left. But very, very much enjoying it, actually. I don't think it's going to be quite the 5-star I predicted, but definitely around a 4-star. Now, I should have opened this on camera with you, but I didn't because I'm quite excited. But I was very lucky to see a proof of Mattering by Jennifer Brenny Wallace. This comes out at the end of January 2026, but it says on here, "Thank you, Jack. You matter. You make a difference. Your creativity inspires the world to read." How lovely is that? A personal-sized proof. It says, "For us, the online book community matters. Your creativity, support and care inspires us, while inspiring us to pick up the next book they'll read. As a champion of our books, we wanted to make sure you were the first on the list to receive a proof of one of our biggest releases of 2026. Thank you. You matter." And this book is all about mattering. I'll quickly read you. In a world where loneliness, burnout and disconnection have reached crisis level, Jennifer Brenny Wallace offers a transformative solution, Mattering. Through vivid storytelling and groundbreaking research, Mattering, the secret to building a life of deep connection and purpose, reveals how feeling seen, needed and valid isn't just nice to have, it's essential for our well-being and society's future. And I really believe that in books. I say all the time how representation matters. Sort of my Instagram, which is always linked down below, is sort of dedicated towards queer books. Not solely, but mainly, because it's mainly what I read. And it's all about just mattering, and you can find a book there that you'll hopefully feel seen in and you'll feel less alone, because growing up queer, as we know, can be so lonely. So yeah, that was very, very nice to receive. And also another nice thing to receive was this drawing. How brilliant is that? One of the lovely subscribers here, Paul, he sent me a message on Instagram and said, "I drew this of you," and the talent. Look at the talent. I was moved. I got a bit teary-eyed, to be honest. I was really, really moved. I absolutely love it. I love it. And he said I can share it, so I'm going to share it because I just think it's absolutely brilliant. It was so lovely. It was really, really lovely to receive. I just think the talent. Paul is so talented, and I look good in pink. I'm going to start wearing some more pink. Yeah, I just wanted to show you that because I just really think it is amazing, and it was so kind. It was so kind. It really made my day. So yes, I'm going to finish, what's it called? The Language of Limbs. The next poll is up on Instagram. I know which one is winning so far. It's not as close as the other one. There's sort of a clear winner this time. And I shall check in with you when I finished The Language of Limbs. It's a solid 4 stars, maybe even 4.25 if I, because you can do that on Storygraph. I think it is a really sad book, but also has real moments of joy. I think it's a book about queer liberation. I think it's a book about these two characters. I loved their story arcs and how it came together. I thought that was really great. I think it's a really brilliant book, actually. Like, not quite, like I said, not quite the 5-star I was predicting, but certainly one I would recommend. Just check out this content warning because it does deal with some heavy stuff. But yeah, a really sort of love letter to queer families and found family and being yourself, and how things, you never know how things are going to go, and just everything like that. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, actually. I really enjoyed it. Will it be my top 10 books of the year? Probably not. But if I was like doing honourable mentions, I'd give it an honourable mention, I think. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But yes, I finished it now. And should we go through the other books I have too, which I've gone for, which I've put up for the vote? Should we do that? Okay, so first up we have Greatest of All Time by Alex Allison. We have Small Joys by Elvin James Mensah. Storm of Swords, Steel and Snow by George R. R. Martin. I had to put it on there, didn't I? Or The DeLorean by Missouri Williams. And I can tell you so far, I can get it out, which is a struggle. I was on the struggle bus then. Small Joys by Elvin James Venser is winning. Very much so. So, I'm going to give it a bit longer because I'm not sure. You never know. It's inspired me, Language of the Limbs. You never know what's going to happen in life. But I will read the synopsis to you, and then I'll start it if it wins, and then I'll catch up and we'll discuss how it's going. It's quite a long one because I like to get this wrapped up by a Thursday. It's Monday today, so I'm going to have to do some serious reading, but we can do it. Right. I don't know what this is about, so let's find out. Excludes a bonus chapter. I'm not reading that. No, I will. Will I? Who knows? Harley is struggling. Returning home to Kent after dropping out of university, he feels like a failure. He finds it impossible to imagine that life could hold anything close to happiness for him. You're preaching to the choir there, mate. Standing in the local woods one day, on the verge of doing something drastic and irreversible, his hand is stayed by a stranger, a tall, husky guy who emerges from the bushes holding a pair of binoculars. Well, maybe I should wait to read these things before I say that's me. Muddy is an ebullient, I don't know what that means. Mancunian with irresistible dimples. A lover of birdwatching, rugby and oasis, Muddy's energy makes others feel a bit better by association, and before long he and Harley become inseparable. Harley and Muddy's relationship soon forms the heart of a friendship, a group of friends who brings into each other's lives the sort of happiness that Harley has lacked for so long. But when figures from the past threaten to plunge him back into the depths of depression, his only hope is Muddy and the small joys that they create together. Oh, it sounds brilliant. Sounds like I'm gonna cry. Yeah, I'm ready. Right, well, like I said, I'll give it a bit longer. It's only been like 12 hours for the poll, but that is winning so far. That looks like it, and I shall see you when I'm reading. So, this did win. I was right. And I managed to read about 50 pages last night, but it's it's not a big book, but it's 300 and something pages, and I want to get it finished really by Thursday morning. So, I better get some reading done. I'm going out for dinner tonight with my auntie and my sister. I'm very looking forward to that. Love a meal out. I love to eat. But yeah, I'm just going to read this right now. That's all I'm going to do. And then, someone should start mowing their lawn. Yeah, I need to get something done. I made a bit of content today. I just need to get a bit of reading done now. So that's going to be my focus for the next few hours, unless I get distracted by my phone, which I probably will. I'm going to pour myself a nice glass of Pepsi and read this. It's really moving so far. He's very much you really do meet him he's just at his lowest point, and he's thinking of like ending things, and then somebody taps on his shoulder who we find out is called Mud, and it turns out they're roommates. And hold on, this way it gets a bit complicated. Mud's best friend is going out with their other flatmate, Chelsea, who Harley is best friends with, and then Mud is going out with Charlie's best friend, but Mud used to go out with Chelsea. I can't keep up. But they're forming a friendship, Harley and Mud. I'm not sure if it's going to go into like Harley liking him, and I don't really like to read about people falling in love with straight people and it's got no hope. But then they do say like Mud hasn't got much interest in girls, so I don't know. I'll let you know if it's a one-sided love affair. I'll let you know. But read now. I'm going to pour myself a glass of Pepsi and read. Stop distracting me. I need you all to know it's been an hour and I haven't read a thing. I've just sat on my phone eating crisps. I asked you to keep an eye on me. I asked you to make sure I don't do that, and look what you've done. How can I trust you all again? How can I? But I just want to tell you this. Hold on, let me grab. I need a prop for this. You might not know this about me. I consider it my one red flag. I'm full of green flags, but this is probably my one red flag. I like to open certain type of crisps, chips, if you're from the USA, and leave them open for about 24 hours, maybe even 48 hours before I eat them, eat them before I eat them. And it just makes the texture so beautiful. And the top tier crisps to do it with is It's prawn cocktail flavour. They're open, they're ready to be eaten in a couple of days, and they will just be so beautiful. So there we go. I said I want you all to get to know me. This is the start. That's my one red flag that I've got. Now, I like to open crisps and leave them for 24 hours. Sorry. Now I'm going to go read. So, it's sometime later. I've read like another 60 pages. I'm on page 113 now, chapter 10. And I'm really enjoying this. I really like the characters. I like the dynamics between the characters. So intrigued to see where Muddy and Harley are going to go. He's never said like he's in love with him or anything, so I'm not sure, but I think that's where it's going. But listen, like I say, I'm too old to have a crush on a character. But if I did, if I was that sort of girly, it would be Muddy. It would be Muddy. Okay, Muddy. If you're like Muddy, if you read this and you like Muddy, call me. But I'm actually really resonating with Harley. He just feels a little lost, and he feels everything feels inward, like he's not quite fully himself, and everything's a bit of a struggle for him. And I'm really, really sort of getting that in the minute. It kind of feels like the book I need to read at the minute, where I'm feeling a little bit lost and confused. So is he, and you know, he's dropped out of university, he's gone back to his old jobs, but he has panic attacks, and he's really sort of finding solace in his friendship with Muddy and how he feels calm around him and sort of settled. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it actually. My mask is on. I might have had a little nap, which I want to tell you was an accident, but I had my eye mask on. That's called premeditated. That is a premeditated nap. Every time I wear this, I feel like Cameron Diaz from The Holiday. Have you seen that film? It's one of my favourite films. I love The Holiday. But if anything, I'm Kate Winslet. I'm Iris from that film. You know, when she's like walking along and then she gets to a house and she starts crying. That's me. And after she finds out the love of her life, get married, that's me. I'm Iris. Oh, and I'm not ashamed to say that, but I'm going to start getting ready now to go out to dinner. And I shall read a bit more when I come home. There's an extra chapter in this. Do you remember I said that? And I said I wasn't going to read it, but Muddy does the full Monty. I'm reading that. I'm reading that shit now. I want to be in the audience. Yeah, really, really enjoying this one. Well done to Instagram for voting it for me. I knew they wouldn't let me down. They sometimes do. Everybody does. But yeah, I'm going to go get ready now to go out to dinner. My granddad's paying. Isn't that kind of him to say thank you for all I do for him? Because I was around there again today. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna get ready. I was going to read, but I'm really enjoying it. But I'm gonna go get ready. Good morning. It's Wednesday. It's about 11:30. Just got back from my granddad's, and you know, I was driving home, and the amount of Union Jack flags or English flags I see flying from houses is just so upsetting. It's so upsetting because here we have riots and just horribleness towards these people, immigrants that come over on the boats from France. It's the biggest topic in the UK right now. And these flags, they're up as some sort of false patriotism, but they're actually just a threat and a warning, and they have such rhetoric to them that it's awful, and I hate seeing them because they imply this false patriotism, but I know what they mean, and I hate seeing them. It's just they're just getting more and more and more, and I hate seeing them. They're on roundabouts, they're on street lights, they're hanging from people's windows, and it's awful. How can you dislike some people that much, or think a place is more important than people? I don't get it, but that's just upsets me seeing them. But you want to talk about books? I was very worried I wasn't going to get this finished because because why? Because I wanted to get it finished by Thursday morning, and I absolutely will. I'm on page 219. I cannot stop reading this. It's so good. It's really, like, I really like the characters. I like the friendship. There's one character in here that's sort of very homophobic, but I'm hoping he's going to get a redemption arc because I'm just hoping he gets a redemption arc because he's sort of part of the core friendship group. But I love the friendships. I love the friendship between Muddy and Harley. I don't know if it's going to turn into love. I don't know. Harley just likes who he is when he's with Muddy, and Muddy's just a really nice person, and he's sort of living in a very sort of macho, sort of masculine world, but he's just decided he likes painting his nails, and his friend Finn was like, no, what are you doing that for? Men don't do that, blah blah blah. And he just wants to do it. He's so nice, he's so caring. And it's actually a bit hard to read because I sort of really resonate with these people. I really resonate with Harley and how lost he feels and how just alone he feels. And then you have this friendship, and I had a friendship like that where I just really, like, I just thought, like, yeah, he really cares about me. And, you know, I was gay and he was straight, and that never, ever came up. It didn't matter. And obviously that friendship was a little bit, I haven't seen him in a while because of everything going on with the job. And it just really makes me miss that friendship. So it's a bit hard to read. Sometimes I'm like, makes me want to get a bit teary and be like, I can't read it. But I also can't put it down. So that's a lie. But I'm really excited to see where it goes. I just enjoying it. It's just like, it can be really sad, it can be really moving, but it's sort of got a feel-good vibe to it. It just feels like someone finding their found family and their place, and well, that's what I'm hoping is going to happen towards the end. But yeah, it deals with some very hard things. Check out the content warnings for it because it does deal with some things. But I said it's like feel-good, and if you read it and it's just happened, you'll be like, check what you're on about. But it gets very low, but I'm hoping there's going to be highs, and I'm hoping he's going to be able to see what he's capable of and relationships he's capable of having. I'm acting like it's real. I'm really into it. Yeah, I'm going to go read some more right now, and then I'll catch up with you when I have finished it. I finished Small Joys last night, and I have to say, I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it. It is immensely readable. It has great, some really, I was going to say great friendships. I didn't finish my train of thought for some reason. It has some dark things in, like really sort of dark moments, but somehow it's so joyful, and it's, you know, Muddy is the kind of friend we all want and we all deserve, who is just there for someone, and he goes on this sort of incredible journey of finding out what he likes and what he doesn't like and who he is. And then you have Harley who just sort of finds his way in life again, and it's really sort of emotional to read, but it sort of made me a bit emotional in like a happy way, in like a joyful, like, oh yeah, like life will be okay and life can be okay. And I just loved it. And I did read the extra chapter, and he did get his kid off, but it sort of wrapped up the story really nice. I don't know if, I just feel like everyone needs to read the bonus chapter. If you read the book, it's not told from Harley's point of view, it's told from Muddy's. And it just really sort of wrapped things up nicely. And I really believed the friendship / love between Muddy and Harley. I really loved it. I've given it a 4.5. It's really sort of just, it does leave you with joy. It just does. It's friendship at its best, and it is sort of like, it was sort of my era because it sort of mentions the music that I sort of grew up listening to. Well, not Oasis, but like they were around at the time, and yeah, it just struck the right chord with me. I really enjoyed this one. I'm so pleased. Well done, Instagram, for voting for me with this one, because I think I wouldn't have read it. And do you know what? I didn't realise. Got a signed copy. So I've got a signed copy of it. Good, because I really enjoyed it. So I managed to read 3 books this week. Like, if you told me sort of when I was at my lowest and not reading at all that I'd be reading 3 books in a week, I would be amazed, because there was a time there I didn't think I was going to read again for like the year. And, you know, doing these reading vlogs, which I hope you're enjoying. Like, I know they're not sort of the most aesthetically pleasing or probably well shot or well lit, or I don't think the camera quality is that great, even though I've got an iPhone 16, but you know, I can only try. Can't afford to buy the new one. What was I going to say? Like, I know they're not great, but I hope you can just see that they're just someone who genuinely loves reading and is enjoying sharing more with you. I know, like, they're not like the autumn cozy vibes or anything like that, which I see a lot of, but I just hope you like them. But what was I talking about before I went off on my little tangent? Oh, yes, 3 books. This was fine. This was good. This was really good. A great reading week for me. A great reading week. A great reading week. Thank you so much to Instagram for choosing these books. You didn't let me down. I have to say, you didn't let me down. Not, I can be let down on Instagram a lot by many things. As they say, comparison is an act of violence against the self. I've just spotted a spider. But yeah, a great reading week. I really enjoyed my week and my books, so I'm really happy. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. A like really will help these. Let me beg. And I'm going to speak to you all really, really soon.